Yo guys, it's me again. Welcome to the Teambuilder for week 2 of GWA. Last week I beat Talk 1-0 in a very close game. This week I am playing against Steve. Very much looking forward to it. He beat me in MMC last time, but I had a bad team in MMC, so hopefully I can get my revenge on Steve. But he has a scary team. He has the Sand team. He drafted Lando I, Excadrill, Ogrepon Wellspring, T-Tar, Faz, Mandibus, Kyurem, Rotom Heat, Farigiraf, Houndstone, and the Paldean Tauros Combat, with his 3 Terra Caps being Lando with Flying, Fire, and Rock, Excadrill with Fairy, Electric, and Ghost, and then the Farigiraf with Water, Ground, and Poison. So, scary Sandcore with T-Tar, Lando I, Excadrill, and even the Houndstone. Lando I, if for some reason he wants to run Sand Force instead of Shift Force, which I guess he could do against my team. I'm just thinking about this now, waffling about it, but like Lando I, Sand Force, Pokemon's Ground Rock Steel type attacks to 1.3 in Sandstorm. It's actually bad against me, so that's fine. But yeah, he could do Sand Force, even though I do feel like he has to be Terra Fire for my Corviknight, obviously. His Excadrill could also come with Terra Electric, same thing for the Corviknight. But what I'm very much expecting is Ogrepon Wellspring, because it's his fastest Pokemon, and if he doesn't bring Ogrepon Wellspring, his entire team gets outsped by Firepon, which is kinda scary for him, not gonna lie. I'm also expecting the Mandibus, because it's physically bulky. It takes a hit from Firepon. If it's max Fizz, even if I do Terra Fire in the sun, takes a hit. I'm expecting Rotom Heat as well for the same reason, to be honest with you. Both of them are also kind of okay versus Garchomp, which otherwise has quite a nice matchup against him. And then I feel like Kyurem also comes against me, because it's a Kyurem and I always get frozen, so kind of expecting Kyurem to come. So then it means he only has 2 spots left if I expect Wellspring, Mandibus, Rotom, and Kyurem. I feel like it has to be Lando with, I guess, Fast for Gren. He could also just bring the Sandcore and Excadrill T-Tar and then bench the Lando, but I feel like that's a bit crazy. Especially like if he brings the Sand, I still have Sun, so is it even that good? I'm not too sure. So if I had to bet, I would bet on a Terra Fire Lando, an Ogrepon Wellspring, a Fizdef Mandibus, a Kyurem, a Fizdef Rotom Heat, and a Spadef Faz and Dipity. That's what I would bet on. So, what am I bringing? Up first is my Ogrepon Heart Flame, Terra Fire, obviously, with Ivy Cudgel, Low Kick, Stomping Tantrum, and Knockoff. So, his entire team kind of gets nuked by a Fire Ivy Cudgel, especially when I Terra. His resists are a Lando if it Terras, which if it Terra fires, I can Stomping Tantrum. If it Terra rocks, I can Low Kick and Stomping Tantrum, so I am fine against that. T-Tar, which hates a Low Kick for obvious reasons. And then Rotom Heat, but if I don't Terra my Ogrepon immediately, I still have Mold Breaker to break through the Levitate from the Rotom Heat with Stomping Tantrum. So I feel like it's a really bad matchup to Ogrepon. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Ability Shield on the Rotom Heat, hence why I'm also bringing Knockoff. So hopefully the Ogrepon, I can just keep it in the back like I did versus Talk, not like keep it in the back for the entire game like versus Talk, but like keep it in the back, see which item he has on his Rotom, break the Mandibus a bit lower for example, and then like I can just start spamming Ivy Cudgel. It's insane. Like, let's do some live calcs, shall we? Ogrepon Terra Fire against Lando, 127 to 150%. If he goes Terra Fire, 64%. Stomping Tantrum does 95 minimum. If he goes Terra Rock, Low Kick just Okos it. So yeah, that's Lando. Excadrill, 308% minimum. If he Terras, 154%. So that thing dies. Wellspring, let's see Wellspring, 143% minimum. This Pokemon is stupid. Tauros Combat, I guess that thing can come, because with Intimidate, it negates my attack boost, but like it's still a Tauros Combat, so I'm not too sure. Phasandipity, let's say Phasandipity is Fizdef, Phasandipity, Max Fizdef, make it bold, 80 to 95%. So it basically dies after Style Rocks. This Pokemon is really stupid. It looks really good against his team. It's faster than everything since I have max speed, max attack. Like, at best he speed ties with his Wellspring, so he needs a Choice Scarf to guarantee outspeed my Ogerpon. Or he needs to have the Sand Up with his Excadrill. But for that, I have my second Pokemon, Corviknight, back from the bench. Ockerberry for the Terra Fire Lando, but I guess it can also take like an Overheat in a pinch from Rotom Heat, even though that's not the plan. It's definitely there for the Terra Fire, Terra Blast on the Lando, because it's kind of a good wall for Lando otherwise. I guess he can run Smackdown or Gravity, which I think he should do, but I guess Gravity, Earth Power with Terra Electric on his Excadrill is kind of scary. But as you can see with my Corviknight, I have a very weird set. I have Tailwind, U-Turn, Body Press, Roost. I am absolute min speed. Like, I can't go any slower than this. Basically, I want to get Tailwind up, U-Turn into Fire Pond, bonk. It's kind of the whole plan. Reason why I'm absolute min speed is because even in Tailwind, I should be slower than everything except for Mandibus and then Houndstone, T-Tar, Ferrichiref. But versus T-Tar, I kind of want to stay in anyway to click Body Press. Versus Mandibus, I don't even want to go into Ogerpon anyway. And other than that, it should all outspeed me. Maybe Rotom Heat is slower than me if it's max Fizz Def, like I expect to be. But then it's nice that I outspeed it with U-Turn and I can just fast U-Turn out. So I just want to get up Tailwind and then be slower than anything I just want to U-Turn out on. And if I can do that, then I have a free Ogerpon, which is really damn nice. Body Press is there for Excadrill, for Kyurem, and for the T-Tar for obvious reasons. And then the Roost, because this is still a Corviknight. It still takes hits quite nicely from Wellspring, it still takes hits quite nicely from Landorus unless it's Terra Fire or unless it's Gravity. It takes hits from Serendipity, it takes hits from Excadrill unless it's Terra Electric. It takes hits from T-Tar. This Pokemon is still quite bulky. I am EV'd to live an Adamant Life Orb Terra Electric Terra Blast from Excadrill. And the rest I've put in Spadef because this is my main answer for the Lando. With the Ockerberry, I always take a Terra Blast unless he has a Nasty Plot up. But if he does have a Nasty Plot up, that means he can't go outspeed my Ogerpon and I can just kill it. Or I can just go into my next Pokemon, which is the Greninja. But main reason with Corviknight, try to be bulky on something, click Tailwind, click U-Turn, bonk. Okay, next Pokemon, Greninja. I'm bringing Choice Band Greninja. With U-Turn, Liquidation, Low Kick, and Ice Punch. Reason for that being, I thought about Swords Dance with Gunk Shot to deal with Ogerpon Wellspring and to basically deal with anything else. But I can't really do damage to Mandibus anyway. I would have to be Battle Bond since I obviously don't want to Protean into a normal type with Swords Dance. So I'd have to be Battle Bond. And honestly, the difference between +2 Battle Bond and +1 being the Choice Band Protean is kind of negligible. Like Bandit, U-Turn, Oko's Waterpon, so I don't even need the Gunk Shot, which is insane. And like Liquidation does really well against Lando, it does really well against the Excadrill, does really well against the Rotom. Low Kick does really well against Kyurem and T-Tar, it Oko's both. So like, it's really nice. For my 4th move I just went for Ice Punch. I guess for if the Lando clicks Terra Flying, then I can Oko it. And it is good damage against the Mandibus. If it's max Fizz Def, it has a decent chance to live 2, but not an insane chance to live 2. Like Greninja against Mandibus. Mandibus max Fizz Def. My Ice Punch has a 95.3% chance to 2-hit KO. It's kind of crazy actually. Like this Pokemon is still really good. It's faster than everything else. Kind of want to lead it off. Because it's only scared really of a Choice Scarf Kyurem and a Choice Scarf Rotom Heat. I guess Choice Scarf Terra Electric Terra Electric Excadrill. I should calc Choice Scarf Landorus actually. Landorus, Choice Scarf, Choice Scarf. Game doesn't want to. Choice Scarf, Landorus. does nuke me with Focus Blast, but nothing else though. So I'm only really scared of Excadrill with Scarf, which I don't think is a good bring. Kyurem with Scarf, which is a good bring, and Rotom Heat with Scarf, which is a weird bring. But like, if I lead Greninja and I see him lead off with Kyurem, I will always pivot into Sylveon. And if I see him lead off with Rotom Heat, I will always pivot into my next Pokemon, which is the Garchomp. Lefties with Substitute, Stealth Rock, EQ, Dragon Tail. Yeah, Garchomp looks really good in this matchup. It doesn't really matter which set I use. Only issue is, it can beat the Mandibus. Also, no matter which set I bring. I guess I could bring like choice specs with Power Gem if it's a Fizdef Mandibus, but that's such a weird set, so I can't really beat the Mandibus anyway. But I can really take advantage of Rotom Heat. So like I mentioned, I lead off Greninja, I see Rotom Heat. It should be Choice Scarfed if it stays in on me. If it's Choice Scarf, it will either click T-Wave, Volt Switch, or T-Bolt. Nothing else. So I just go into my Garchomp. So I don't have to fear a Will-O-Wisp. And then I can click a free substitute, which is the whole reason why I have it. With my investment, I am basically max HP. I'm the max number. Like, I think I have the highest amount of HP I can be to be divisible by 16 plus 1, like I do quite a fair bit. And then for my speed, I did not speed creep Lando Incarnate, which I guess I should do actually. Yeah, I'm changing that. Reason why I didn't speed creep it is because I can't hit it anyway if I just run EQ Dragon Tail. But if I expect Terra Blast Fire, I have to speed creep it. So I will change my Garchomp set again. And I won't have the same HP investment, so I'll change that. I can just tell you what I will do with my Garchomp. Hang on. Garchomp. It has to be a lot. It has to outspeed the Lando, so I have to go to 248 speed, so that hits 332. Always outspeed the thingy, the Lando. And then my investment that I had now with HP and defense is to make sure the Ogerpon doesn't KO me with a U-turn, doesn't break my substitute with a U-turn. That was basically the whole deal. Let's see, right? How much do I need for that then? 401. Take this out. U-turn. I'll go to 176 HP investment. Right? Yeah. That gives me 401 HP, 301 attack, 242 defense, so the Ogerpon Wellspring cannot break my substitute with a U-turn. Same Spadaf, same Spatak, and I will outspeed the Landorus Incarnate. So, back to Garchomp. Garchomp outspeeds the Landorus if I change my set, which I will. Outspeeds everything bar the Ogerpon Wellspring, to be honest. I click Substitute on Rotom Heat. I can click Stealth Rock after. And I kind of just want to Dragon Tail things out. If he goes into Mandibus, he has Defog, that's annoying, but I can just Dragon Tail it out, see what comes in. If I, for example, have the Stealth Rock up, like I am Garchomp, Garchomp is on the field, he goes hard into Rotom, for example, on my Stealth Rock click, which isn't an unrealistic scenario in my opinion. I click Substitute on the Will-O-Wisp or on the something he will do. And then I can just start spamming Dragon Tail when the Rotom is forced to switch out. So that's the main idea behind the set. I'm bulky because I don't really need attack investment. Like, I thought about running an offensive Garchomp to Oko Kyurem and to Oko, stuff like that. But it can't really Oko Ogerpon Wellspring anyway. It can't really Oko the Rotom Heat. And the Mandibus is a big issue, so I just went for a bulkier set. Stealth Rocks are really good. Because as I said with my Ogerpon before, I'm expecting the Rotom Heat to be bulky and maybe have the ability shield. If I see that it's ability shield and I have a Stealth Rock up, it just gets 2-hit KO'd by 2 IV Cudgels. So, and if I have Stealth Rock up and I see that it doesn't take the rocks damage, I know it's heavy duty boots, so I can just click Stomping Tantrum and I don't need to click the knockoff. So that's why I'm bringing Stealth Rock. It would also be nice if I can get rid of boots on Mandibus and to be annoying for the Kyurem. So it's decent. I'm not spin blocking the Excadrill because Rotom isn't good switching for the Excadrill anyway. But I feel like it should be fine. I guess forcing the Mandibus to click thingy, defog, and yeah, go from there. Change the Garchomp, just remember that. Fifth Pokemon is my Sylveon with leftovers. Also substitute Hyper Voice, Psyshock, and Calm Mind. I am a very fast Sylveon. I Sped Craft an Adamant T-Tar. So if T-Tar outspeeds me, it's Scarf or it's Jolly. So Sped Craft Adamant T-Tar. This also means that I should outspeed Rotom Heat. And if the Rotom Heat, once again, is a defensive set for my Ogerpon, it can only break my substitute with an Overheat. And I don't think it will click a raw Overheat on my Sylveon. I'm kind of expecting a Volt Switch, it doesn't break my substitute. And then he has to go into probably the Thingy, the Excadrill, which can then take a Hyper Voice, and I can go into my Corviknight on the next turn. Or he goes into Facility. He also takes a he doesn't have to take a Hyper Voice, because I am still behind my substitute. I can either click a Psyshock or a Calm Mind, depending on like what I expect the Facility to be. Probably click a Psyshock to scout first, see from there. But yeah, this Sylveon, Terra Fairy, not Terra Fairy, what am I saying? Fairy Spam is just really good against this team. His Resist are Facility, Rotom Heat, and Excadrill. But this set takes so much advantage of Rotom Heat, it's not even funny. Excadrill is good against the Sylveon, but I do have a Corviknight, and my guard jump is bulky too. So like, if the Excadrill goes Terra Electric for Corviknight, then it means the Landorus can Terra, and I still have a guard jump that can EQ an Excadrill with Terra Electric. And if the Excadrill goes Terra Fairy for my guard jump, I can just use my Corviknight, so should be fine. Sylveon can deal with all the other Pokemon on his team, which is quite decent. It's also just a good switch in for the Kyurem, since even though that I am fast, I still take 2 Spec Size Beams. So, like I mentioned, lead of Greninja. If I see Kyurem, go into Sylveon, scout the damage. If he doesn't stay in, I know he's not choice scout because I will switch out first. So, it's just a good scout for the Kyurem. And it's one of the Pokemon that I need to bring to actually be able to break down the Mandibus. Because as you can see, Garchomp won't break it. Greninja can break it with Ice Punch, but then I have to lock myself into Ice Punch. Corviknight won't break it, and Ogerpon can. But it's not ideal, and like, if the Mandibus has Foul Play and I am Terastallized by Ogerpon, pretty much dies, so Sylveon is very important to deal with the Mandibus. And then for my last Pokemon, I am bringing Okidogi again. Terra Dark this time with Sugar I'm bringing Terra Dark because I don't really need it to Terra. And I really don't want Terra Water because he has a Water Pond, and I really don't want Terra Fairy because he has an Excadrill. So Terra Dark is the best Terra type I have, but I'm very much planning on Terraing Ogerpon this week. Reason why I'm bringing Okidogi with Toxic Taunt, Rain Punch, Knockoff is once again because I want to be able to damage the Mandibus. If I can Toxic the Mandibus and then Taunt it, that would be really ideal. Force it to click Braver into me, which I don't even think it should have. I'm basically expecting Foul Play, U-Turn, Defog, Roost. So my Okidogi should do really well against the Mandibus, especially since I have a little bit of speed investment. Because otherwise with Speed Tie, I think I have 12 speed investment to go over like 248 HP, max defense, 80 speed. I outspeed that. So Toxic to cripple Mandibus, Taunt to keep it low. Drain Punch is really good against Excadrill, against Kyurem, against Tyranitar obviously. Even against Terra Rock Landorus, which I'm not expecting. And then I have Knockoff to get rid of items. Get rid of Boots on Mandibus, get rid of Boots or Ability Shield on the Rotom. Get rid of like a Specs or something like that. Like, this Pokemon could be really annoying. And basically I am very bulky on the physical side. Because, for example, I lead Greninja, I see Kyurem. I go into Sylveon scouting the Choice Scarf. If it's Specs, I'm fine. If it's Scarfed, I'm fine. But if it's a Dragon Dance, like, he predicts me switching my Greninja out and he clicks Dragon Dance on my Sylveon switch. My Sylveon doesn't want to take an Icicle Spear. My Okidogi does. Okidogi takes an Icicle Spear, Drain Punches it back off, so Okidogi is basically my check for the physical Kyurem if my Corviknight has gone down. That's why I'm bringing it. But it does also really well against the Ogerpon Wellspring, which it threatens, so I should probably expect the Ogerpon to switch out. And then he has to switch out. If he goes to Facility, I can taunt it. I can knock it off. I don't do well versus Facility, since I'm also a poison type with fighting type coverage, and I'm not bringing a poison type move. But Facility doesn't do much to me either. And if I am bulk up, I'm basically setting up on the Facility, so I don't think you should risk that. This Pokemon can just be really annoying. I'm bringing Sugar because that means it lifts a hit from an Earth Power Landorus. Obviously, he can also Psychic with Landorus, so that could be problematic. But it also takes an EQ from Excadrill, and it takes an Earth Power from the Kyurem. I've also EV'd, like, as you can see, I have a little bit of speed F, to always lift a Specs Draco from Kyurem. So, okie dokie, physically bulky, hopefully annoy the Mandibus. Does decent damage with fighting type moves and can be annoying. Sylveon, substitute on the Rotom, click Hyper Voice to break through his team, hopefully beat Mandibus. Can also just win on its own if he lets me get out of hand. Garchomp, set up Stealth Rocks, click substitute on Rotom Heat, start Dragon Tail spamming, but it's also bulky enough to deal with an Excadrill, and it can do a lot of damage versus Facetipity, of course. Greninja, Choice Band, lead option, U-turn does a lot of damage, Liquidation, low kick, just does a lot of damage, fastest Pokemon on both teams. Corviknight, Tailwind for Ogerpon, U-turn to go into Ogerpon, bonk. So, that's the team I'm bringing for week 2. I'm pretty happy with the team once again. Hopefully I can win again. Hopefully I can win a bit more convincing. But I just settled for 8 1-0s this season, so I just want to win. But anyway, thank you for watching. See you in the battle. Peace. Alright people, we are searching for Steve, week 2 of GWA. Let's see what he will be bringing. Let's see if I predict his team right. I benched my weather. Let's see if he benches his weather. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Like, I think I prepared well, but I just got home from a full day at my mother's place, so I don't feel really prepared, even though my prep has been done for a while now. So, not exactly what I expected, but it's fine, I think. T-Tar, Lando, with Fire, Rock, and Flying. Mandibles. You don't see Kyurem. Faz. Excadrill, which has Electric Fairy and Ghost. Electric Fairy, Ghost. The Rotom Heat. So, what this means is that I can kind of lead off my Gren for free. Let's change this, so no Ogerpon but T-Tar, so he does bring the sand, no Kyurem, but Excadrill. It's going to be interesting which of his 2 Terra Caps he Terras, because they both kind of needed to deal with Corviknight, unless he goes for the Gravity Lando set, obviously. What could be annoying is to substitute Landorus when I go into my Corviknight, because I can't break it. But I have Hyper Voice on Sylveon, so I think I should be fine. Lead off Gren, like I mentioned in the Teambuilder. I did change the Garchomp around, so now I do outspeed the Landorus. So yeah, have fun to Steve, and let's go! I had a nice one to win last week. Hopefully we can win again, because like I mentioned in the PRs, only top 6 make playoffs, only top 2 guaranteed. Here's our first spot. He does lead Mandibus versus Greninja. Mandibus. If he's Fizdef, I should do like 25%. I U-turn out into, I suppose, Sylveon. He U-turns out into Excadrill. I'm in a predicament. What if I just U-turn out to Garchomp? Force him to do something weird. Because Garchomp is faster than everything he has. No, I don't want to run. U-turn. Okay, so I will show him that I'm Choice Banded. He does seem Fizdef. Like, let's see. Mandibus. He should U-turn versus me. Go into Garchomp. If he goes Excadrill, I'm basically fine. If he goes left, like, I think I'm fine just going into Garchomp. No matter what he does, right? So, let's do this. Garchomp. It's U-turn. Fine. He does 41. U-turn. He got some nice chip already on this Mandibus. U-turn. 41 damage to me. He's not bold, which makes sense. Impish. Max for Impish. Okay. U-turn. So the Mandibus has taken 1/6 and 1/4. So quickly, that's 212, 512. He's almost at half. Overpush should kill him. So let's see what he goes into on my guard, because I am faster than everything on this entire team. Here comes Lando, which does make sense. I am EV to outspeed this. He has to be choice scarfed. I feel like I want to click substitute first, or do I want to click stealth rock first? Landers. I do take a hit. If I get rocks up, I look fine. Or should I just Dragon Tail him out? Get stealth rocks up on the second Pokemon. Yeah, let's do that. He clicks Gravity, interestingly. Okay. I Dragon Tail him out. I was going to say he outspeeds me, but I click Dragon Tail. Awesome, let's go. And I have Gravity up. So he cannot stay in on an EQ. Let's go, this is great, this is great, this is great. I feel like I still click substitute. Let's see how much Mandibus takes. Just a good ton of water, fine. 23%. Get behind my substitute, yeah. This has to be Mandibus. Yeah, it is. I have my sub up. Perfect. Let's see. He's lefties, so I do need my rocks up first. Lefties. I do want rocks up. He's staying in, so either he has Whirlwind or he has Foul Play. I am expecting Foul Play. U-turn boost default. Foul Play. This makes sense. Foul Play. Okay. I mean, either he clicks Defog or he clicks Roost, right? If he clicks Defog on my Dragon Tail, that's not optimal. I am expecting both Defog and Roost. But I Dragon Tail him out and I go into something that's slower than me, so... He clicks Knockoff. It's fine, I'm happy with that. Knockoff, so he doesn't have Defog, I guess. Dragon Tail him out. Good job, Garchomp, you're doing well. Here comes... Excadrill. If he goes Terra Fairy, I don't really care. How much does Terra Fairy Excadrill do to me? I feel like he has to be electric though. Fairy. Terra Blast. I didn't see if he had Stealth Rock's Air Balloon, unfortunately. I mean, I'll just click EQ. Let's see what he does. He's just letting me take his thing out. Let's go! Garchomp! Chomp! What a goat. What a goat. Okay. Jumper doing well. This Garchomp has got a really good matchup, to be honest, especially without the Water Pole and I have speed everything. Let's see what's coming out. If the Manibus doesn't have defog, these rocks are here to stay, which is incredible. He's not in the best position. And I've only shown him my Greninja in his choice band, and I did lose my... Here comes Faz again. Is Faz going to take this? He might. But this is damage I kind of just like to get on it, so why wouldn't I click EQ? He doesn't even take it. Okay, no crit, thank the Lord. Good job, Chomp! I'm intrigued to why he went Faz. I won't lie to you. Like, I don't really understand why. But we're opening up for Ogerpon so well. We are opening up for Ogerpon so well. Here comes Lando again. Yeah. I don't really need Chomp anymore, let's be real. I'll click a... How much does Sylveon do to this? Lando... Sylveon... 50%, that's okay. He clicks Earth Power, I think I die. Yeah, okay. Earth Power takes me out. Lando takes out Chomp, and that's more than fine. Good job, Chomp. I like. What does he have that switches in on Gran? Nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. Go on, Gran. Click Liquidation! How much does Gran do to T-Tar? I don't kill it. Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat kinda dies. Here comes... Yeah, Manibus. Makes perfect sense. Manibus dies to Gran. That's done. Like, basically getting Gran, get my kills. That's all I really need to do. Here comes Rotom Heat. He has heavy duty boots. Which means I can just kill him with an Overpump. So we are expecting Volt Switch. It doesn't really matter if I go into Sylveon though. It doesn't matter at all if I go into Sylveon. Waves. Steve, you're a cunt. Oops. This basically means I don't really need to click substitute. But like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? He can't break my sub anyway. He has to click hyper. He has to click overheat. Yeah. So I go behind my substitute. Here comes the T-Tar. If I get behind my sub, I'm fine. No. Pathetic. Sylveon. Tyranitar. He can kill me, but I don't need you anymore. Like, I really do not need you. I can just go into my Ogerpon and I think I just win. Rotom Heat. If he's max Fizz Def, he clicks Knockoff. That does a lot to me. It does so much damage to me. Hyper Voice, good damage. He put me at 252 from full. 252. Tyranitar. Knockoff. He did 141. He's not banned. He's just adamant max attack. Rotom Heat. How much do you take from my Ogre Pawn. If I go Impish, max defense, Ogre Pawn, Hard Flame, 84%. I will just like Hyper Voice again. Oh, Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam, knockoff, knock, Heavy Slam. And I think now I just win. Go into the Ogre, and I think this is the GG's. How much do I do to Tyranitar? Stomping Tantrum should still kill it. How much did Sylveon do to him? More than this. I mean, why risk this? Yeah, exactly. Low kick takes out T-Tar. Ogre. Takes out the T-Tar. Rotom has to come out. Rotom takes a hit. But best case scenario for him, he paralyzes me. And then I go into Grand and I win, right? So, click Stomping Tantrum right here. He does live on a Slither. T-Wave. So Rotom dies to his own sand. Oh, he doesn't die yet. Interesting. I just win with the Grand, right? So there are... I mean, I don't need to Terra, just like I have a cudgel. Maybe I should have clicked Terra. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, this thing dies. Rotom dies to Ogre. And that means that Grand should clean this thing up. Nicely done. Alright, here comes Landorus. And Doris. Ivy, Cudgel. Let's Terra for the flare. Let's Terra for the flare. Only thing that can fuck me up is if you click Substitute and I get fully paralyzed. But like, let's not speak this in existence, right? Exactly. Okay, Ogre dies. Fine. Unfortunate because of the para, but it's okay. Chomp, Ogre. And then we go to Greninja. And give Gran another kill. I'm not playing for differential, like I sacked Sylveon and I sacked Euroclone for nothing. But who cares? GG's to Steve! There's no way this thing takes a choice random liquidation, even if the Lando is Terra flying. Yeah, okay. GG's to Steve. Let's go! Nicely done. Convincing. Garchomp zero hole into his team early on. Rocks did its work. Guard did its work. Ninja did its work. Nice win. So yeah, thank you all for watching everyone. 3-0 win. Let's go to week 3. GG's to Steve. Check his channel out in the description. But like, I expect you to be subscribed to Steve already if you watch my videos. If you aren't, what are you doing? GG's to Steve. Thank you all for watching and I'll see you next week. Peace.